Welcome to the Capital Spreads Weekly Update. Today's Wednesday, the 19th of October 2011. And the week so far, well, we continue to have a mixed bag of news, both positive and negative, and that continues to keep a very high volatility in the markets, as well as with sentiment changing on an almost daily basis. Towards the end of last week, for example, we had a lot of hope and optimism that the German-Franco alliance would come up with a solution that would resolve many of the problems that we have in the Eurozone banking system. The rumour at that point was that they would possibly recapitalise, renationalise or part-nationalise many of the banks that seem to be having problems at the moment. However, towards the beginning of this week, on Monday, we had other Eurozone ministers announcing that the optimism might be overdone, and the EU summit, which is to be held this coming weekend, might not resolve as many problems as people had hoped. As a result of that, we had a strong sell-off both Monday and yesterday. Subsequently, just today, we've had another bounce in the markets off the back of belief that we might actually get more resolution than that wasn't expected previously. To mix it all up, we also have the US corporate earnings seasons in full swing at the moment. Again, we continue to have a mixed bag of results there, with certain companies exceeding their analyst expectations by miles, while other companies have fallen short. Google, for example, is quite notable, which had record earnings and was up about $30 on the day after it announced its results, while Apple has just come out with its results today and it hasn't met analyst expectations and is subsequently down about 20% at the moment. This is all continuing to feed into the uncertainty and the volatility we have, which makes holding on to positions very, very difficult and does not provide any clarity going forward. I don't expect this volatility or uncertainty to change anytime soon. Most of the focus will actually be on the EU summit meeting this weekend, which will hopefully provide a bit more direction. However, until then, you will continue to see a lot of whipsawing around and a lot more volatility without any clear direction. So looking at the markets as they currently stand, the FTSE is trading around 54.50. It's up about 50 points in the day. It seems to have broken out of its short-term range-bound levels that it was recently trading at, which was between about 49.50 and about 54.20. And I have a chart to show you regarding this. As can be seen, FTSE had been trading in a sideways range for a few weeks now, and it has recently just broken out on the upside. There continues to be strong resistance up around 5,500, which it has tested on a number of occasions, but seems to have failed every time. If the optimism does follow through from this coming weekend's EU summit meeting, we could certainly see it breaking through 5,500 and maybe even possibly try the 5650 and ultimately the 6,000 level, which is a level that it seems to find very, very difficult to break through. Eurodollar at the moment also seems to be going through a bit of a rally at the moment. It's up about 800 points from its lows to its highs since the beginning of October. Again, a lot of this is being fueled by the optimism that the German-Franco alliance will provide results, and as a result, Euro has actually developed a bit of a mini trend at the moment. The near-term target will certainly be 140.00, and every dip at the moment seems to be a buying opportunity both for our clients as well as market participants in pushing the market higher. Once it hits 140, however, that is very much a pivotal level, and it would be very interesting to see which way it goes from there. At the moment, it would be very difficult to forecast either way. In terms of the week going forward, we have a number of figures over the next couple of days or so, which will certainly help move the markets around. The first will be the UK retail sales figures coming out tomorrow. We also have the Eurozone consumer confidence figures coming out tomorrow. On Friday, we've got the German IFO figures, which give an indication of how confident the Eurozone is doing. However, the biggest focus will actually be the EU summit meeting this weekend, which will provide not just a short-term but a very long-term direction and a view on which way the Eurozone is going. So you can expect a lot of volatility and position flattening coming into the weekend. On Monday, we've also got the Eurozone CPI figures coming out, which will again possibly move the markets around. So there's quite a lot to keep an eye on going forward in the next few days or so. In terms of client activities, many of our clients have sold into the rallies we've had recently, not believing I should say, the announcements coming out of both the Eurozone as well as the corporate earnings we've had so far. So they've sold, for example, the US markets, the FTSE as well as the DAX. They've also sold the Eurodollar rally we had recently, believing that the Eurozone country has currency, I should say, has been overdone. However, they continue to hold on to long positions in both gold and silver, positions that they've held for a very long period of time. In terms of a theme of the week, I would say the theme of the week would be the continuing uncertainty and volatility that we have in the markets, and the fact that the sentiment continues to change on a daily basis. That isn't likely to change anytime soon, with the focus very much being the EU summit meeting and the hopes that are being pinned on the fact that that will resolve many of the issues and provide clarity and direction going forward. That's it for now. As usual, if you have any feedback, it's media@capitalspreads.com.